Welcome to semi-finals number 2 and the action heating up here at lovely Central Broad Regional Park. As I said before, the weather, it has held out really nicely and a number of distinguished gentlemen here at the end of a semi-final number 1, if you can call it a semi-final. We want to congratulate Rizwan Chima for that wonderful performance, 122 of 37 deliveries, and he struck 15 sixes and 8 fours. What an effort by him. And congratulations to the US All-Stars. They move into the finals. And now they're going to meet either the Tampa Tigers, and we have Prahalad, the great Prahalad from the Ramayan. He's here. He's the captain and Tampa legend. So it's a battle of Tampa. We have Nagesh. He's here as well. And Nagesh's team, they were runners-up last year. But before we get to the toss, just to quickly introduce the gentlemen here, we have the match officials. We have Shah Zafar, who is next to them. He's the tournament director. We have Saki Mohammed, who is another great supporter of cricket here in the United States. He comes in all the way from Houston. And of course, we have the captains. The chairman himself, Mohammed Qureshi, is here. And the man with the red shoe to my right is Shiraz Najam, very hard worker for cricket here in America. He is the president of that very popular league, the Midwest Cricket League out there in Chicago. So I think Mr. Qureshi has the coin and he's going to pass it to Nagesh, or to Prahalad. Tails is the call. Shah Zafar will bring that news to us. It's tails. So Nagesh, if you can just come forward a bit. You've won the toss. What are you going to do?
We are going to bowl first.
And, tell me the thinking behind that.
So, first of all, I would like to thank Max sir and Shiraz bhai, Saki bhai, and you yourself for organizing such a wonderful tournament. I would like to bowl first because we have a mix of bowling in spin and fast bowlers. So we would like to use those skills in first and put pressure on the opponent team, Tigers, who are basically we play together like every single week. And Prahlad is a dear friend of mine. We run a same league together, so we know each other really well. So we would like to use our skills against them in those way, and would want to explore this pitch more first.
Just tell me a bit about the fact that the Tampa teams coming into South Florida, coming into Fort Lauderdale, you're getting an opportunity to play against some of the bigger name players. I'm sure, or I don't know if you're looking forward to meeting Rizwan Chima in the finals.
That's a second step. Would like to concentrate on that later. But yes, because of CCUSA and MAQ, we are getting this excellent opportunity to play against international cricketers, ex-international cricketers, and current international cricketers. And I don't think any other platform will give us an opportunity like that. And Tampa being so close to Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, we have been spreading the word like anything on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. And we are taking motivation from you guys to develop a similar cricket league in our area. And Prahlad being the president of our league, and me being the managing director, we are just trying to get those kind of opportunities in our area as well. So once again, I would like to thank everyone standing here, inside out, and people managing from Pakistan who have been doing a tremendous job in running this show.
I want to wish you all the best, and I promise you, as I did yesterday, should you not make the finals, you probably have a career in commentating. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Prahlad, Jagdeshi, speaking about pressure, you have the opportunity to create pressure by putting runs on the board. It's called scoreboard pressure. Are you happy that you'll be batting first?
If I had won the toss, I would have batted. But we are quite deep both in batting and bowling. So either way, we are confident about doing well. And I want to take this opportunity to actually thank MAQ. A year and a half ago, when we reached out to him and said, okay, there's so many residents in Pasco County in our area who don't have cricket field, they're passionate about cricket, please help us. He personally came by and we met the commissioner, and because of him we have the grounds now. And if Tampa is being represented by 2 teams here in the national championship, thanks to this man here, right here with me. Thank you, MAQ, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to play in this wonderful fields with so many international players, with official umpiring and everything. So thanks a lot, and we are indebted to you, MAQ. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck, Prahlad. Good luck to your team in the finals.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Well, at least in this semi-finals. Well, that's the news. The news down here is that the legends, they have actually won the toss. They're going to bowl first, and normally I'm very good at predicting. I'll predict this today. The US All-Stars, they'll be playing a team from Tampa in the finals.
Hello and a very warm welcome once again from the Broward County Stadium. Another wonderful day, Sunday afternoon, and we are into the second semi-final, the USA National Championship MAQT10 2019. And we got a semi-final lineup complete with already the US All-Stars are into the finals. So all in readiness for the second semi-final. As I welcome along in the comm box this afternoon, Eddie. Good afternoon, Eddie.
Good afternoon to you as well.
Hope you
Having a
enjoyed
good-
the first semi-final, all the fireworks.
It was more than an enjoyable one. Certainly, Chima gave me a lot to cheer about, so I'm excited. Had a good night's rest.
Yeah, we're good and looking forward to these last couple of games to finish off this wonderful event. It has to be said, it's a very wonderfully organized event in all respects. The weather has been nice as well and kind to us. No rain interruptions. The pleasant breeze all along, making it very comfortable for the players as well. So, all in all, a very, very exciting and successful event.
In sunny South Florida, so expect nothing less. Only the best is good enough. And let me
Absolutely.
welcome you once more to our Sunshine State.
Thank you very much, and the hospitality has been good, and I'm really impressed and look forward to many more visits in years to come.
Pretty much sure that the MAQ T20 that will be coming up in December, sure you will be back. Had lots of fun.
Yep, last year was my first one, and it's been absolute pleasure since. As we watch Desai getting ready, and Nike is ready with the ball in the hand from the pavilion end. And the second semi-final just about to commence as umpire has called play, and here we go. Over the top of the covers, the sweeper was there. Slightly sluggish effort in my opinion, but the innings is off and running.
Indeed, with a canter, and I believe that Nathaniel should have made a better effort coming in from the deep to make a catch out of that. But he just perhaps a little bit timid. He didn't want the fingers to be pointed at him in case he would have floored that catch. But nonetheless, they opened their account with one, the size and one without loss.
Made a change in the field. Second sweeper has been sent out on the onside, so this one is sprayed wide outside the off stump. Umpire calling as such, so extra to the total. 2 without a wicket.
Yes, and that seems to be the mantra of these bowlers of the last couple of matches. When they've been carted for 4 or 6, they come back with a delivery that way wide outside the line of the off stump. And we saw that early on in the first game when Chima was going gung-ho.
Slight field in the changes. The cover fielder has been sent back again. This one is straighter. Long on is coming around. And he's got it. First wicket. And Desai, beg your pardon, Paja lost his wicket. And the first blood in this semi-final to the Tampa Legends.
So the Tampa Legends would build on this. They have a good platform to build on. They lost. The danger man is going back towards the pavilion without scoring. And I'm pretty much sure that he would have said to himself, why am I playing this shot this early in the innings? It should have gone over the long on fence.
Yeah, the wind has picked up as well, Eddie. You may notice the flags in the background are fluttering a lot harder than they were in the morning. So it might have got held up in the wind. But in any case, as we know, there's a big incentive for number of sixes in this finale as well. Probably he went for one pretty early, but he paid the price.
Just a little bit too ambitious. Wanted to get into the financial aspect of it. This is not the place for the financial class at all. Accounting department, you're in the wrong area.
Let's play cricket, and the rest will take care of itself.
Certainly.
Yes, Arvind is the new batsman, but decides on strike as they crossed over whilst that ball was in the air. So Nike has drawn the first blood. This one's through the field. Now just stopped inside the ring. So no fireworks as yet.
Now, one of the things the bowlers have to contend with. They have to try and contain the batters. You don't have to bowl to get wicket, just containment. And if you can do that and keep the ball in the park and on the ground, preventing 4s and 6, you should be in good standings.
This one's over the top. Mid-on is up in the ring, and it clears him and into the fence. First boundary of the innings, and Irwin gets his account going with a boundary of his very first delivery.
And when you look at the batter, Irwin has decided now that he's going to take on the bowler single-handedly, because he would have realized that they lost an early wicket and not much runs on the board. So he wanted to come in and fancy his chances.
Another flighted delivery this time, all along the ground. This is clever from the Tampa captain, because he's changing his fields on almost every delivery, keeping the batsman honest and keeping him looking for different things all the time. So one sweeper on the offside, and a long on is on the fence.
And I don't think that the batters should be worried either, because the more you change your field, it should encourage them to place it more aerial than along the ground. So they'll have to outfox the bowler. Don't let the bowler outfox them. But the cat and mouse game continues.
That's a tactical game, and it's so short with 10 overs that, you know, any ground gained or given, it does mean a lot. So it's exciting to watch from a spectator's point of view, and I hope the viewers on MAQ TV, they'll be enjoying this contest. And as Eddie said, a breathtaking knock earlier by Chima set the finals day alight already. So I hope you'll be enjoying that. And the cricket has been entertaining, and we've certainly enjoyed it. So we're trying our best to make sure that you've been at home, enjoy the cricket and this festivity.
And this is the first of many T10s to come from the MAQ group. And he has certainly put on some tremendous competition here in Florida. And he's well known across the globe. So he's no stranger to cricket and promotion when it comes to these type of games.
Yeah, and he keeps coming up with different ideas as well. Like we had the draft, and the teams which had been eliminated, and their better players still had a chance to feature in the main rounds or the finale. So they were given a second chance, and the team who needed their team strengthening, they made use of that, as we watch Endawala start the proceedings from the other end.
That delivery outside the line of the off stump, the batter tried to push it down towards the point region, didn't make contact, and it went through to the wicket keeper. And that balls are like gold dust around here these last days.
Absolutely. Slow delivery in the air. It's been claimed as a catch, or is it? There's a slight mix-up as well. But in the end, flurry of activity. The end result, just a single.
I think he just floated the ball, perhaps just one bounce into his hand, and he made a valiant effort. So you have to give him an A+ for that effort. Saving 4. Could have been easily 4. But he came around, throw his body, and prevent the batter from getting 4. So total goes up to 9 for 1.
It's good intensity in the field from the Tampa boys. And as Eddie rightly said, I think it was touch and go if it did carry. But even if it did, it was so low and so flat and hard that you have to commend the fielder just for the effort. We watch another short one. Nathaniel got around quickly. Excellent fielding once again. Restrict the scoring to just a single.
To Nathaniel, he's a big man, and he moves extremely well for his size, so to speak. And he come across to his right, knocks it down, and rifles the returning. A very good bit of fielding there from Nathaniel to limit the batsman to, what, a single?
Yep. The firm stroke straight to the fielder. The batsman ran as he hit it. Good calling, decisive running.
And as you can see, as I said early on, that what the bowlers have to do, they have to bowl and try to contain the batters and let the batters keep the ball inside of the park. And they're not getting any 4s and 6s. So far, so good for the Tampa Bay Legends.
As long as they restrict the boundary count, they'll do well, as Nathaniel is once again on the charge. But this time the ball wins the race, and a boundary for Desai.
Yes, he couldn't prevent that delivery. He could have gotten down there like Hussein Bolt, he just couldn't prevent the batsman from getting that 4. So he hit it just to the right, just a little bit more to him. And he decided to make a mark of it. So Desai now continues to with the hard hand.
Indiawala has got that little in slant to the right-hander. Desai's playing with the swing. This time again, cleared the mid-on fence. Fielder and into the fence. So back-to-back boundaries for Desai.
Loose deliveries are going to go to the boundaries just about every time you bowl them. And with the experience of Desai, this is what the end result is going to be. Takes a total to 19 for 1. Desai is on 11 and Avid is on 7.
The boundaries of last 2 deliveries have rescued the over for the Tigers. Up until then, Indiawala had only gone for 3 runs of his first 4 deliveries, but 8 to finish off his first over. So he went for 11 altogether. And 19 for 1 after 2 overs would represent a reasonable start.
Let's see if the Tigers will claw and scratch and bite. The Legends are pretty much energized in the field. And if they're going to have the final say, they're going to come back up with a W. And that's the whole mantra of that team.
It's the third over, the final over of the power play. Naik will finish off his spell. It's in the air. Is it cleared the fielder on the mid-off area? Yes, it does, but it's not going to go to the boundary. 2 runs to Arvind.
And for some reason, seen that the outfield has gotten a little bit sluggish. I don't know if there was any sort of a rain issue down on this side of town this morning or early in the morning. But I know we have, in my area, there was some rain. So I don't know why the outfield is that slow in comparison to the last couple of days.
We came quite early in the morning, and there was a lot of dew as well in the morning. As we watch another one, it's in the air once again. Nathaniel back paddling, and he's got it cleanly. So another wicket falls. Arvind makes the long walk back, and Tigers, Legends have struck again.
And that's what happened when you push the batters into a position. When you push them back in a corner and they have their backs against the wall, they're going to come out swinging. But in more often than not, the bowlers are going to win because the batters are trying their endeavor best to get the ball out of the park and into perhaps, let's say, the stand or maybe into the commentary booth. And that was not happening for Avin thus far. So it is 21 for loss of 2 wickets.
And it's a good catch by Nathaniel as well. As we earlier said, he's a big man, but he moves quite swiftly for his size. This time he was back paddling and got it cleanly. So the fall of wicket will always result in slowing down the run rate. Tigers, I mean, some basics just remain the same. As we say, it's only 10 overs, but Tigers do need a little bit of a partnership at this stage.
Yes, they need something. They need a platform, and they need someone to get on with it. They need someone to come out here and produce some Chima-like attack, so to speak.
Nice little clip into the onside. Just a single.
Singles are not going to get it done for the Tigers. They're not going to beat the Legends on just singles. They're going to have to score 4s and 6s.
So Sheikh is going to take strike for the first time. Over the top. Long one's trying to come around but won't get there. So a boundary for Sheikh of his very first delivery, making his intentions very clear.
He has the right approach, right idea, and certainly he wants to continue along that route. Don't want to let up at all. They don't want to give the Legends the slightest idea that they can lose hope.
And absolutely, Sheikh didn't try to hit that one hard. He's just find the spot with the straight bat. Make it look very, very simple, but a good result.
That's a good comeback delivery from the bowler. It's a that ball. And anytime you've been carded for 4 or 6 and you can come back with a that ball, certainly you're doing something right.
He's constantly done that through his spell. Once again, bringing the deep cover fielder in and the mid-wicket back, not allowing the batsman to line him up.
Perhaps inducing the batsman to go to the deep mid-wicket or backward or square area. Sometimes that's what the bowlers does. They play these cat and mouse game, and if you fall into that trap, you can become a victim.
Naik has finished off 2 for 16. Wonderful spell of bowling. He's put his team in a good position after 3 overs. The power play is done and dusted. 27 for 2 Tigers.
And one other thing that I've noticed over the, whether it may be T20 or T10, the restriction is there and the batters are not scoring. And as soon as the restriction is over, they spread the field and give the batsman opportunity to score. If I was the captain of that team, I would not have changed anything for a period of time. Let me see what the batters go and do.
Absolutely. You make a very, very good point, Eddie, here, because we noticed this in the first game when Chima was going berserk. At the start of the third over, when Qureshi came to the strike, they still had the two deep fielders out. And I was saying, like, if I was the captain, I would like to keep him for the 6 balls on strike. No matter if he hits me for a couple of boundaries, the damage control will be a lot more. Because if Chima, like he did, he got on strike, and he got 22 of that over. So those little things, you know, the skipper have to be on the button all the time, because the margins are very small here between root
Absolutely.
and field.
You don't have much margin for errors at all.
Sheikh has helped himself to another single.
So he goes on to what, some 6? Well, the scoreboard says 5. And Desai goes into strike now. He's on 12 from some 5 deliveries. So Desai should be the one who should be playing the aggressive role now. He's been out there for a little while, so he knows how the pitch is playing.
For the swing, looking for the leg by. The bowler abort the throw at the last minute. Got to wait for the umpire signal. It's been given as run, so he might have got a tickle on it.
And one of the things that you and I talked about yesterday, we had a look at the track, the batting track. And the umpires are allowing them to run on the surface, and that shouldn't be. I think there should be warning the bowlers as well.
Followed the batsman once again. Singh, excellent delivery. Chance was there, but the keeper fluffed his lines, as so to speak. Throw was over the stumps.
Get caught up in a tangle web there between himself and the batsman coming at the striker's end. So good bit of running between Sheikh and Desai. He goes on to 13. Sheikh is on 7. 30 it is for 2 wickets. And we're in over number 4 now. 3.4 overs. 3.3 overs, has been bowled.
Trying to make an attempt of make use of good balls as well. Singh has been bowling really good. Big shot in the middle and the finger's gone up. Desai knew his fate as soon as he looked up because he was right in front, and Singh has reaped the reward for bowling straight.
So indeed, Desai, when he was just about to attack, certainly lost his wicket, and that is what the Tampa Bay Legends bowlers will do to you. They will put you in some sort of a false hope and make you believe that all is well, and then at the very end, at the depth of the bowling, they will come back with a few delivery that will get you in a tango, and that's why the side coming back to the pavilion now. 30 it is for 3.
Regular loss of wickets for Tigers. It's hampering their momentum every time they look like taking the score further down. They lose a wicket, and Desai, who's been there since the beginning, he's out now. And we watch the new batsman, Cook. He's made it to the middle.
Well, let's see if Cook is going to cook anything.
He need to.
I don't know if there's a kitchen out there, but it is extremely hot out there. And if he's going to go into the kitchen, he might as well cook some food.
Talking of food, it's almost lunchtime here as well, so food
Like-
is on the menu and Cook is in the middle.
Indeed. One would have to ask the question, is he a good cook though? We shall see, right?
We shall see. He need to show us today on this big stage on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It has to be said, glorious settings for the game of cricket.
And I think it's the first time in this competition, at least on the big stage here in this field, that we would have seen a first slip post.
Big shot from Singh once again, angling that ball in, but Cook is crossed over for one. No signal from the umpire.
He must have gotten a bat onto it.
So Cook is off the mark.
Yes, indeed. Takes the total to some 33. But Cook is not looking like he wants to be out there. He is just like he's going through the motion. Even though he has just gotten there, taken off from the strikers and didn't prove to me that he wants to be out there.
Shakes come down the wicket. Once again, sluggish bit of running. That intensity, the fall of wickets has affected them somehow. As the fourth overs come to an end, 32 for 3 Tigers, with Shake on 8 of 6 deliveries, and Cook just got 1 of 1 delivery. 5 runs and a wicket off the last over from Singh, which was a good piece of bowling from him. So far, I think the legends have their noses in front.
Yes, and the Tigers seems to have lost a paw or something, because the run in between these two, even though that Cook has just come out, they're not aggressive at all in their first run. So it something is not right. So maybe they'll have to figure it out, but who knows when. It might come a little bit too late, because the legends are going to do everything within their power to make sure they get into the finals.
Yep, there's a big prize on offer, so you're right, both the teams will be trying their level best to get to that final match. But as I said, at this moment in time, after 4 overs, legends have their noses in front. But this is a funny game, can change very quickly. As we watch Ali with his peculiar action into the attack. He was an outstanding bowler yesterday, going for very little, and his action seems to be troubling the batsman.
Someone was saying yesterday that his action looked a little bit suspicious. Whatever you may make of that statement.
Well, the actual action is nothing wrong with that. It's just his approach to the wicket. Normally we'd seen people like Ravi Ashwin or Said Ajmal or Hafiz, they have one pause. That's before their delivery. But Ali seems to have a pause in his run-up, then start and then stop again, and then delivers. So you watch closely, as you can watch on your screens to see what I mean, because he has a couple of pauses as he gathers in.
I think that the point that they were trying to make yesterday was that he has not been straightening the wrist, and that is what they have the problem with. Looks a little bit suspicious there, but the umpires on the field they're not allowed to call him.
Well, if they feel like, they will call, so it's their judgment. And remember, these days with the new regulations, he is allowed 15 degrees, so be very, very close from unfair from us to judge from here until we really slow it down. But one thing is for sure, that his run-up is very, very peculiar, and his line and length is very, very good.
So that's why you shouldn't watch the bowler's action. You watch the ball. You keep your eyes on the ball.
Absolutely.
Because that action can be very deceitful.
Yeah, that's the basic. You play the ball, you don't play the bowler.
Absolutely, I agree with you 150%. Total goes up to 35 for 3.
Field is well set, and the bowler is delivering according to the plan. Tigers will have to do something to break the shackles here. 4 singles of Ali's first 4 deliveries.
We haven't seen much sixes at all. I think we have seen maybe 1 or 2 sixes in this game thus far.
Outside edge as Ali threw that ball wide. Batsman was lucky to just get the edge because the keeper was ready as he was out of the ground. But another single. Sheikh moves to 11.
And Ali did it exactly the way in which I was saying that it should have been done yesterday. Once you see the batsman charging, you push it outside the line of the off stump. Let him make the adjustment.
given as wide, as Ali was once again trying to throw that ball away from the batter to make him drag it to the onside, but this was too wide.
So Vinod Mansion makes his way into the pavilion, into the
That's
commentary box.
And bring some luck as Cook has really leathered that, and that's the first MAQ 6 of the innings.
So Eddie Edwards will be leaving you into the capable hands of the man out of Trinidad and Tobago, the most noted journalist, as they say, Vinod.
Thanks a lot, Eddie and Shah. So after 5 overs, 44 for 3. And after what we saw this morning, that is a pedestrian attempt, but runs on the board. As I welcome Samantha Qureshi for the first time today. She has been very busy putting things together because today is a big day in terms of the prize giving. Good afternoon, Samantha.
Good afternoon, Vinod. Yeah, it was an exciting first match. We had lots of those MAQ 6s, lots of money to be given out.
Yeah, you had already 31 sixes in the first semi-final.
Yes.
You may need to make another trip to the bank.
I think I do. I actually sent somebody out already. I'm anticipating a great finals after that semifinal.
Yes, and I think these two teams playing here, they're both from Tampa, and they will play the U.S. All-Stars, and they're ominous. The U.S. All-Stars, they are in ominous form at the moment, and it's going to be very difficult to stop them. As this delivery is played away down to third man, he's going to go back for 2. It's going to be very difficult to stop the U.S. All-Stars.
Yeah, it's been looking that way this entire tournament. I believe they're undefeated.
Yep, they've won all 5 matches. And
It'll
the
be a
manner in
tough
which
fight.
they've won it as well. They've won it by huge margins.
They'll be looking at all the top prizes.
Yes, I'm sure that Rizwan Chima and Captain Qureshi, you must spare a word for him and a thought for him as well. I think he has led the team really, really well. And the players seem to be happy. You know, just speaking to the players, they're very comfortable with his captaincy. And, you know, Sam, in a team sport, to get success, you must have the respect of your players, and they must be comfortable.
Yeah, well, I believe the U.S. All-Stars, majority of the players have played with Sean prior, so I think it helps to know each other from previous tournaments. It gives you a sense of trust and respect between your teammates to have played before, and they know who you are and how you play, and they know that you're not playing around.
Yes, and Mohamed Qureshi has decided that he's going to keep the U.S. All-Stars together. And, of course, different players will be coming in during the course of the year leading up to the U.S. Open for the same reason, you know, to really build a strong, united unit. This time it could be out.
It's out! Mr. Sheikh will be replaced.
Yes, so Mr. Sheikh goes for 14, and that's the 4th wicket to fall. And the funny thing is that the captain of the Legends, Nagesh, he is the vice president of the Tampa Cricket League, and the captain of the Tigers, Prahalad, is the president of the Tampa Cricket League, and they're great friends.
Well, that is quite an interesting matchup we have to realize that they're both from Tampa, Tampa Tigers and Tampa Legends.
Yes.
So it must be nice to play head-to-head with your own city.
Yes, I'm sure everyone in Tampa will be very excited to see the results of this. I'm sure they're locked on to MAQTV.com and they're taking the coverage. I'll tell you something, though. At the toss, I was saying that I'm not normally good at predicting things, but I can tell you something. I think a team from Tampa will be playing the U.S. All-Stars in the finals.
That's a great prediction there. I think you're spot on there.
You think
Tampa versus U.S. All-Stars.
You
It's
think I should
definitely
now
going to
predict?
be a matchup.
Should I predict the weather?
I think you should. You're doing very well here.
Yes, I can tell you that. I don't think I will have any interruptions today. And tomorrow I'll give you the lotto numbers. The score is 48 for 4. But tell me, Sam, you've been running up and down this morning, looking to put things together to make it really a wonderful affair. I've been to 8 U.S. Open and probably about 3 or 4. Well, this is the second T10, but I've been to the USA Nationals before, and I'll tell you something. This one seems to be, if I may use a word, the smoothest. No issues at all.
Yeah, well, we lucked out with the weather earlier this week. We were quite worried. It showed rain for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday specifically. So, me as the one of the tournament schedule makers, I was really worried how we were going to get this done. So, we actually ended up most of the games we had playing on Friday. That way, it gave us some room on Saturday
Yep.
to squeeze some games if it got rained out. Luckily, the weather forecasters were incorrect, and we had a very sunny weekend.
Incorrect for the first time, probably. So it's 49 for 4. And looking ahead to the finals this afternoon, I know I see some people there already coming into the stands to our right, and Trini Ras has his own set of fans to the left. I'm sure that this afternoon will be a great evening for cricket in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, well, we always have the biggest turnout for the finals. Everyone likes to see that match. It's definitely the best teams in the tournament, so it tends to be a very exciting game, and a lot of people come out for that.
US All Stars, the last time they won a title was back in 2016 when they won the US Open. So they have been starved of a title since then. And so just one step away from winning this tournament, taking away a first prize of 2,000. But the bigger thing is that the players are the ones who are going to benefit. I think Samantha had mentioned that yesterday. The intention from the executive of CCUSA was that the players must benefit directly, and just today alone, Rizwan Chima will be getting $750 and counting, because the finals he'll be there as well.
Yes, I believe Mac gave him a little speech prior to the game, letting him know that every 6 is $50. That motivation alone has got him $750 thus far.
And Zishon Qureshi, the captain, he didn't get off just yet, but whilst he was bowling, he bowled well, and then towards the end of his spell, he was struck for 2 6s. I remember saying that he's not doing his dad any favors.
And it's a drop catch. Poor fielding on his behalf. As you can see, Ali is probably happy with his small delivery, yet
Yep.
poor catcher from his field.
I was very surprised not to hear Sam call for butter. She loves this word, buttered fingers.
Yes, we've been giving a lot of those this weekend. And that's an out. I'm sure Ali is very happy with that.
Yep.
Makes up for his catch from his fielder. I'm sure he's going to give him a little talk right now.
But even the fielder will be relieved, because the batsman on that occasion, Cook, he can't stay there to really make them pay. He's out-stumped. He advanced down the track, and he was out of his crease, so he stumped. And the Tigers are really struggling now. They're 50 for 5, and the Legends, I think at the moment it's safe to say that they're in top of this encounter. Let's look at them again. This delivery did get some extra bounce, and the batsman was out of his crease. He did ground and came back down, but too late, and he has been sent packing by the umpire. So the 5th wicket falls. Of course, there are prizes for the top 10 bowlers as well.
Yes, there is for the bowlers and for the batters, as well as catches. So, safe to say, Mr. Butterfingers over there is not probably going to be winning one of those.
I think next year Sam may give an award, a Butterfinger award, and the fielder who drops the most catches will probably get that. Please don't tell me you're going to give them butter.
Well, see, you just gave me a lovely idea. I might send somebody out for some Butterfingers.
Well, we've seen a number of catches drop in this tournament. This delivery outside the off stump, and they're going to get one. They probably might look for two, but it's not there. Nathaniel Fields.
I will say Ali so far has been one of my favorite bowlers. His bowling style is very interesting, and
I
it's
like how you put
definitely
that.
caught my eye.
It's interesting. I like that. Yes, you never know when he's going to deliver the ball because he stops. In the mid-flight, he stops.
It's very effective.
Here he goes.
Straight into the fielder's hands for a quick single.
So one more. With just 3 overs to go after this.
It's not looking too well for these guys.
No, I think they may, even the Tigers may struggle to get up to 100.
And the fielder runs for it, stops it from the boundary, sends it back. And that was a nice little 2 for the
Yes.
Tigers there.
They'll require every run now. So Bora is there on 3. Tehran, Rusty Tehran is on the 3. Rusty Tehran would have played for South Africa and also in the CPL, in the IPL as well. So he's one of the bigger name players in this tournament. You'll need to come to the park now, but he has only 18 balls to make a difference.
I know Sean, he's headed to the batting cages to warm up for his next game. The U.S. All-Stars, led by Zishan Qureshi. I don't see him in the batting cages, though. Actually, I see them empty. I'm surprised there's not more teams utilizing these lovely batting cages
Yep.
we have here for
Well-
warm-up.
Well, I know, and that was actually sponsored by CCUSA. So a number of the players getting an opportunity to go and have a knock in the nets to prepare themselves for action in the middle. So today, action is just at the main stadium. We have just after this match, we have the grand finals, and that's it for the 2019 tournament.
Well, don't forget my closing ceremony.
Yes, of course. Samantha has a closing ceremony, and we're all looking forward to see what she has to say and all the big prizes that she will give out. And stay tuned for that, because at the end of the finals, we are going to stay live for that as we celebrate cricket and the efforts of Cricket Council USA.
And it stays in the infield for a quick single. I don't see the Tigers doing too well here. We are already into the 8th over, and it's
Give
only
me a prediction,
56
Sam.
for 5.
How many you think they will get?
They'll make it to about 65.
65, okay. I'll probably take about
Maybe 70, but I don't really see it
75,
going.
80, I might say.
Yeah. Okay, you're 75, 80, and I'm 65, 70.
Right. So, and just to make it very clear to our viewers, it's not our ages. It's just the scores that we're predicting.
And that stays in field.
And you look at Arshad, he also has a very interesting bowling action.
58 for 5 here. And it's another short single. I believe they're just going for these singles. Oh, they're going for the double. And they made it. He dropped his bat.
Yep, he dropped his bat, but he's able to regain his ground. So 2 more. Tehran, he moves on now to 7. Score 60 for 5. And runs were giving away this morning as if it were on a clearance. Now it's at a premium.
Looks like these guys aren't. Oh, it's up in the air.
Yep.
And it's a 6. Finally, they're doing their scoring.
Yes, and that's
66 for 5. It looks like your bet's a little bit better than mine at this point. Let's hope they have a little bit more of those 6s in them.
yes,
That's one of those max 6s. He'll be very happy to collect his $50.
Yep, and Samantha might just make a call to her courier who went to the bank to bring extra money because Chima is in the finals, Samantha. That's not good news for your bank account.
It's great news for the viewers, though. They
Yes.
love to see those 6s. I myself love to see those 6s.
Just to bring our viewers up to date with what transpired earlier on today, the US All-Stars playing in their a semi-final clash against Myrtle Grove Cricket Club. They scored 173 for 1. Listen to this, 173 for 1. Rizwan Chima 122 not out, and Shahir Hassan 48 not out. Chima took 14 deliveries to get to his half century. The world record is 12 by Mohammad Shahzad out of out of Afghanistan. And he took 32 deliveries to get to his century, which was just 6 balls slower than the world record of 26 by Pakistan's Baba Azam.
Well, I wouldn't count Myrtle Grove too low. They definitely put up a fight. They made it into 147.
Yes, and that was a good response.
That is a good score.
Yep.
I haven't seen many teams in this tournament get too far past 100, and
Yep.
and they definitely did put up a good fight. Wasn't quite able to reach that score that they needed, but it was a very good game.
It was a good fight to get that score. I think those who are here really enjoyed all the sixes flying all over the place. Imagine this, in a T10 match, a total of 31 sixes was struck in a single T10 match.
Well, that is a big number there. We have it flying out to the outfield. It's a 4. We have a 4 from Mr. Bora. He's doing quite well, stepping in and getting those numbers on the board going. You're at 70 now.
Yes, and you're listening.
70 for 5.
You're listening to the voice of Samantha Qureshi. And the more time she spends behind the microphone, the better she gets. I enjoyed your description of that just now.
Thank you.
70 for 5. This is over number 9. Bora is on 9. Theron is on 13.
Yeah, now for the up, and it's back towards the boundaries, but I see the fielders. They're coming to stop it, and it's a nice little single there.
Yes, brings Theron on strike. Now, Theron is a big unit, and he can hit the ball far. And that is what they require at this point in time. With just 11 balls to go in their innings, they will need him to land a few out of the park. They need a few MAQ 6s. Let's see how he goes about his business.
And he's trying his luck on the other side of the field, but the fielder is there to stop it. They had a nice little single run.
So that's important. Good bowling from Yadav so far. It's not really giving away many runs, just 6. And he's cramping the batsman for room.
It's up in the air. He goes for the catch. He does not get it.
Well, it was a good effort.
Good effort.
Yep. It was dying
they
on
had a
him.
nice single there.
Our good friend Butterfingers.
I think he's going to take this tournament into hand and think about practicing those catches. It's out to the other side now. The fielder is there to retrieve, and they got yet another single.
So they're keeping it down to singles, which is good.
Keeps the points moving on the scoreboard.
So the score is 74. 1 delivery to go in over number 9.
Shoots it straight to the fielder's hands. They got another single. Working on those singles, step by step, getting those points up. Hopefully they'll make a few more 6s in the next few balls. We're at 75 for 5. Tampa Tigers versus Tampa Legends.
Just 1
Last
over to
over.
go. Yep. So we expected to see some big hitting in this last over. Just 6 balls to go. The important thing here, though, for the Legends is the fact that Theron, who is the big hitter, he's at the non-striker's end. So they'll want to keep Bora at the striker's end because you don't want Rusty Theron facing too many of those 6 deliveries. He can hit it out of the park.
Yes, well, with those singles, I think they'll have a good back and forth opportunity to hit those big shots. It's
So
the last over. They're 75 for 5. So I believe they have a chance to take some risks at this point. It's the end of the tournament
Yep.
if they aren't able to get that score up. So if I were them, I would start taking some risks.
yes.
Only a few balls left. They still have some players left in their list, so they can afford an out, but they can't afford to not make too many more runs. So they need to make those runs.
Very good analysis there. So obviously they can throw caution to the wind in this over because it makes no sense keeping wickets, and you get 2 or 3 in the last over that can't help your cause. If this is your last innings in the tournament, you may well want to go out with a bang. Let's see what Bora has in store for Indawala.
And that's a wide. Gives him one more opportunity and a free point.
Yeah, so a free run, everything free in this tournament. Score goes on by 1. It's now 76 and still 6 deliveries to go. So Indawala he will want to keep it tight.
It's up in the air. The catcher is waiting. And it's an out. They have made that risk for the 6. They risked it for the biscuit, but
Yep.
they didn't quite get it.
Oh, I like that. Risk it for the biscuit and don't get it. 76 now for a 6, and that fielder doing an excellent job. He timed his jump on the boundary. He was able to pull it down and to keep an extra $50 in Sam's pocket. Because that was heading for 6.
Well, he might be collecting that $50 himself by being one who has the most catches.
Yes. Of course, I forgot to mention that there is an award for the most catches as well. So many awards you're giving out, Sam. I wouldn't be surprised if you give out an award for just watching the game.
Maybe I'll give myself an award.
I think you should. You have done a fantastic job as a commentator. Now coming into the groove, commentary is not easy, and you have taken it like a duck to water.
I try.
So see our cameraman Josh. He's busy taking photos. No run, so that's a good ball.
Wicketkeeper was on point for that.
Yep, good anticipation by the wicketkeeper. Good awareness.
I have myself done wicketkeeping one game. Oh, that's a wide.
Yep.
And it's actually quite fun. It's a little scary,
Yeah, because
but
you could get
definitely
lashed.
fun. Here's the delivery. They swing it right by the wicketkeeper, but he missed, and they got a quick single there.
So, Teron is on strike, and this is the important part of the game now. He is on strike, but listen to this. He has just 1 ball to face. 78 for 6.
I think it's time for him to hit that 6.
Yes.
Last ball,
This is
last chance.
change in the field. The backward square comes finer. So good effort so far by the Tigers. There is skipper Jagdish. He's sending the mid-off right back on the boundary at cover. And he's called the square leg on the boundary up into the 30-yard circle. Teron pulls this away and it goes to the left of him.
He made a 4. A great way to end the game. Not quite a 6, but a good, solid, strong finish
So
from there on.
82 for 6, and that's the end of the innings. So
83 to
yep.
go for the Tampa Legends.
yes, if they get 83, they will have a date in the finals. In fact, there seems to be 1 delivery to go still. So 1 delivery to go.
It's up in the air,
The wicketkeeper is under it.
and he is caught out.
So he's caught by the wicketkeeper Teron. So he leaves 82 for 6. It's the end of the innings. In fact, there goes a batsman walking out the bat. So it's still not yet the end of the over. So we see 9.7. I've never seen 9.7. Roddy says it's 10 overs, but there seems to still be a ball to bowl. Now, this is strange, so we wait to see. Again, the innings is still on.
Maybe it's a T20 this time.
Wide outside the off stump, so there's another run. Score 83. 83 for 7. So that's a wide, Sam. This over continues. In fact, one hopes it finishes before the finals.
Oh, that hit the wicket. Is it an out?
He's bowled.
He's clean bowled. That was beautiful.
The question is it the end of the innings? I think so. They're coming off. So finally the 10 overs are here. And the wicket falling on the final delivery. Kishan, he didn't score. So it's 83 for 7 after 10. So let's have a look here at
The replay.
that's the scoreboard. So this side he got 13. Well, so we're waiting to see.
The replay.
Yep, there it is.
A swing and a miss and a clean bowl.
Yes,
Very beautiful job from the
Indawala. Yep, and the batsman swinging at that. And there's the scoreboard. So this side he made 13. Vecha, he was caught by Arshad of Nayak without scoring. Awin caught Nathaniel Bowl Nayak for 9. Sheikh caught Yadav Bowl Singh 14. Cook, he was stumped by Hussein of Ali for 10. Theron, he was caught by Hussein of Indawala for 19 of 13 deliveries. He top scored. Bora got 12. Kishan was not out on none. 6 extras, 83 for 7. And let's have a look at the bowling figures now. And that should be interesting as well. There it is. Nayak, 2 overs, no maiden, 16 runs, 2 wickets. Indawala, 2 overs, no maidens, 18 runs, 2 wickets. Singh, 2 overs, no maidens, 10 runs, 2 wickets. Ali, 2 overs, no maidens, 17 runs, 1 wicket. Arshad bowled a 1 over for 12. Yadav, he also got 1 over for 9. So it's 83 for 7 after 10. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to see if the Legends can get up to 84, Sam, to meet the US All-Stars in the finals.
I think that's highly doable. 84. A lot of these games have been making it up to 100. So I think that the Legends have a very good chance at beating the Tigers here.
Well, we'll be starting the one chase momentarily, and 83 at the innings break. So the Tampa boys are going to be doing it. So Legend are going to be chasing 84 for victory, Audley. Just want to welcome you to the combox, and we're going to start proceedings here in the one chase. By contrast to the first game, it's not a humongous total. We would have realized Shima making a century in the first game, but we didn't even get a half century in the second game. So maybe they're reserving something for the final, for the grand finale.
Well, Ivor, thanks again for welcoming me back to the commentators booth. I can tell you somewhat, I've recovered somewhat from that epic innings that was played by Shima. And it will be talked about for a very long time. He has now owned the record for the fastest T10 here in the United States, the stadium. And also he has a T20 century to go as well.
In every format, he's made it in the 50 over format, the 20 over format, and now in the 10-10. Like I said, I interviewed him yesterday. I said you were a whisker away from getting that century. And he promised me today he will make a century.
So
but
he has completed the triple.
Yes, indeed. Well, again, we want to say thanks to MAQT Cricket Council USA and the production team that is sending out the streaming to the world. We just want to big them up and say kudos.
Yes, indeed. Sometimes we tend to forget those people are working very hard,
Behind the
assiduously
scenes.
behind the scene, and without what they are doing, everything else is like nothing out there, you know?
That's
so,
right.
indeed, kudos for the production team.
Well, we have the two batters for the legends. They're out there. Is that Donny Nathaniel? I think, yes, he's the big man. He seemed to have a little bit of form. He has carried his team so far. I think he got 40-yard runs, a 30-yard, and he has looked good. He's a big man. He hits it a long way as well.
And of course, fresh and foremost in the minds of all the cricketers, all the batters, I would say, is those $50 for the maximum.
Yes, so we have Ashad. He's going to be taking first strike. He's accompanied by Nathaniel. So let's see if the Tigers are coming out roaring. And the scorers.
So will the Tigers be tamed by the legends?
Well, we'll see. But like I say, they're neighbors. They're both teams coming out of the Tampa area, north of Florida. So they're Florida team. They're our neighbors, oddly. We're in the south. They're in the central part of Florida. And again, we just want to say, for those, if you're waking up this morning, we're into the second semifinals right here being played at the Broward County Stadium. And proceedings are going to be underway shortly. The bowler is going to be Theron, the lanky Theron. He's going to be taking up the attack from the southern end, and he will be bowling to Ashad, who's the southpaw, and he'll be bowling over the wicket. So here we go. This one has some swing in it outside the off stump, and it's tailing back in, and the batsman Ashad.
Definitely some good movements on that ball. It was going away and came back in, but he shouldered his arm as the ball went through to the wicketkeeper.
Yes, and cleanly taken there by the wicketkeeper. Moving to his right. So there's a slip in place. They're searching for wickets. And this time he's swinging this one. He's getting hold of it. He's not timing it as well as he would have liked, but he's giving chase down to the boundary, and it's going to be 4 runs. He made a valiant effort down there, but all in vain, as Ashad has opened his account with a boundary.
Yeah, just as I said before, the fielder made a very valiant attempt, but they ended up with his momentum taking the ball over the boundary line. So it's off and running with 4 runs as we watch it on the replay. Yep, touch and go, but it went over.
Yes, that one was back of a length, and it was ill-directed into the body of Ashad, and he pivoted and got just reward. Comes in, and he's going aerial, but he's going away from the fielder who just short mid-wicket, made a very, very good attempt at taking that catch. They're going to be in need of wickets. In the meantime, the batters would have crossed for 2. And in the first power play, 3 overs, no more than 2 men can be outside of the circle. One is stationed at the deep mid-wicket area, and there's a 3rd man. So 3 deliveries up, and 6 runs has been realized so far, oddly.
Yes, good going. They are batting with serious intention, knowing that they're in the power play, of course.
He's driving, and he's getting runs here again. 1 with the turn for 2, yes, indeed. A good strong stroke would have had Nathaniel in a spot of bother, but he made it comfortably home. So we're having 4s and 2s and 2s, no singles yet, oddly. So they're off on a counter, 8 for no loss.
Yeah, they've been quite steady. As long as they continue to be steady along, not losing wickets, they should be able to romp home easily.
Yes,
but who knows? We are still in the first over.
Yes, well, the required run rate is 8, and they're going at 12 so far. So Nathaniel is yet to face the delivery. He's at the non-strikers then. leaning on his bat, as you can see on the TV. Outside the off stump, tailing back into the batsman, and Nathaniel is telling him you should have a whack at that outside the off stump. There's a gap there. There's no cover sweeper, but the batsman shoulders arm. You can see Nathaniel is telling him again that you should take a swing at it. See, on the TV you can see you can have a go at that one. There's no man
glide at
in
one
the
of the
deep.
vacant,
Just
vacant gully area. Yeah.
Make an offer. But in the meantime, it's a dot that goes into the scores book and much appreciated by the Tigers. And this time the batsman is swinging and he's going between the wicketkeeper and first tip and down to the boundary for 4. And that's exactly what Nathaniel was saying. Make an effort, make a swing. It's T10. If he catches up with it, he might get your just reward. So here it is. Flies over the wicketkeeper and down to the boundary for 4, as you can see on the replay.
That's what T10 and T20 is all about. In this instance, T10, just swing that bat and it just peels off the bat and down to the boundary. Vacant third man here for 4 runs.
Yes, so the second boundary net over, and oddly we have gone to 12. The asking rate was 8, and they're presently going up 12. And again, we just want to welcome all of you viewers who are looking at the MAQTV.com. If you're in the vicinity of Sunrise and 441, you can grace us with your presence at the Broward County Stadium. It's free to look at the cricket. $1.50 gets you into the park itself. So we're going to have another game after this, Audley, which is going to be for all of the marbles, the finals.
Grand finals, yes, indeed, grand finals.
So permit me to say that the winner of this game stays and the loser goes home.
Pija.
Well,
coming from the northern end.
And he started wayward. The waiter is way off. He bowled that one headed towards second slip, as a matter of fact. So the outstretched arm of the umpire signaled that you have to reload and come again. But again, they're attacking with a slip. They're in need of wickets. So Nathaniel is down the leg side, and there's another wide. There's runs here, 1, and he's going to go across the boundary board. So 5 extras. That's not going to be helping the Tigers.
So 2 deliveries and 6.
No deliveries.
No deliveries. You are right. 2 wides. As a matter of fact,
6
first
runs.
one wide, 6 runs so far. First one, and there's 5 down the leg side.
So that's not helping the cause at all, but the partnership has grown to some 18. Nathaniel is yet to get off the mark. So those extras, and there's another one down the leg side again, another wide. This time Nathaniel was trying to help it around. Didn't catch up with it, and keeper takes it cleanly down the leg side.
I know the captain must be fuming right now with that indisciplined line, that's indisciplined length that's been bowled right now by Pija.
But he's been wayward here. The first wide was outside the off stump, and the other 2 was down the leg side. And this time he gets it pretty straight this time. Nathaniel was trying to hit it over the mid-wicket area. He missed it. Ball cannoned into him. So a dot goes into the scorer's book. 19 for no loss.
They're up and running, very busy. And as I said before, they're being helped greatly by the wayward bowling. Oh, this one was a good delivery in it. Left him groping outside the off stump as he swung his bat through to the wicket keeper. Better ball. We'd like to see more of that.
Yes, he went hard at it though, so there's a third man in place. So if it would have gone past the wicket keeper, who knows? It might have flew all the way down to third man to be out. But he caught up with ear, the batter. Nathaniel yet to get off the mark. This time he's a Yorker leg and he's bowled him, knocked him over.
Oh, that's a good recovery, Ivor. Very good recovery.
He has yorked him, so Nathaniel has not troubled the scorers in terms of his contribution to the score, but he would have realized some 7 runs coming via extras, and he pulled him on his face. And this is the one time that Nathaniel hoped that he would have stayed long enough to see his team home. He batted pretty well throughout the tournament, and now on the big stage, he would have gone. But all is not lost, because if his team were to win this match, he will go on to meet the US All-Stars. Look at it again here, and this time he yorked him center stump as he pitched. It was what you call a toe.
That stump was broken by the bowler. That's what you call a toe crusher. Yep, that was a toe crusher. So we're looking at two stumps on one end because the stump was totally destroyed by Pija when, no, is it? Yes. He gave away quite a few extras, but he came back good with a toe crusher and absolutely broke the wicket in two.
Yes, well, Nathaniel, like we said, he faced some 3 deliveries. One whapped him on the pad. He missed one outside the off stump that went through to the wicket keeper, and the third one was bang dead on the stump, and he was bowled neck on crop. So oddly, they're going at 12.7, 19 for 1. They're not in a spot of bother. It's early days yet. There's only one team that would have lost all of their 10 wickets so far. Another team came close by losing 9 with 1 ball to spare.
In an 8-over match.
In an 8-over match, yes. So I am not too certain that the Tampa Bay Legend would lose all of the 10 wickets, chasing just a mere 63 runs. 83, I beg your pardon, 83. But they're almost at the quarter mark. They're 19 for 1. So the stumps are up, erected, and now we have all 6 stumps now, Eddie. Oddly, 3 at one end and 3 at the other. And let's see what PJ is going to do. If he's going to, PJ, he's going to comes in now, left arm over the wicket, and this time the batsman is covering up. Yes, no, and in the end, they scamper through for single. That's not good communication between those two batters at all. The single was always on offer, and they're playing without bail. Oh, and for the first time we're seeing the Shandapal like, where he took the bail off and he
yes,
would have...
we talked about that yesterday. We haven't seen any of those.
Tapping the bail in the ground to make the guard. Yes, so we would have seen just about everything in this MAQ10 tournament.
Tournament so far.
Yes. We have not seen a hat trick. We came close. The US All-Stars came close. And a guy ended high and dry yesterday with 2 balls, 2 wickets, but then they were all out.
And we almost saw we came pretty close to seeing 6 sixes and 1 over. We actually had 5.
5, yes.
In that epic first over by Chima.
Yes, indeed. So 21 for 1. And Merchant gets off the mark. He's the new batter. So he's 1 for 1. This brings Ashad on strike. He is on 13. And he's swinging this one. He's getting a hold of it. Let's see. It's in the air. 1, 2, 3 bounces. Does he have the legs to cross the boundary? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. No, he doesn't. And
pretty close.
I think they might have to ask for the third umpire on that one.
Okay, signal came from the umpire now, officially. It's
4 runs.
4 runs.
Yes, because I thought that ball went from our advantage point, it went into the boundary ropes, and the umpire needed confirmation and was ably helped out there by the Squealing umpire, and the replay would have shown it here just about now. That ball would have gone into the boundary ropes. So at the end of over number 2, the score is 25 for the loss of Nathaniel's wicket.
Going at 12.5, should they continue anything like this in a matter of 8 overs or thereabout, it will be all over. They'll be marching into the finals. But still, all of 8 overs to go. As I say, could be a lot of slip between the cup and the lips.
Well, what can I say? I don't think they're going to try to make heavy weather in getting there. So far, so good. And they're going at a good clip. The required run rate is now what, 7.4. So all singles and a 2, 5 singles and a 2 will get you there. So no need to really take chances. But we're in the last over of the power play. So folks out there who are viewing, it's a T10 tournament. So we have 3 overs that would make the power play, constitute the power play, where you can only have but 2 men beyond the 30-yard circle. Or we're using 65-yard boundaries, so by no means it's really hard to get it over those boundary rope. But Shima this morning, they needed to have 100 and 110-yard boundaries for him not to hit 60s, because his was going quite a way beyond the boundary ropes.
Absolutely right, Ivor. Absolutely right. And as I've often commented, it would have been 6. Oh!
And that is close and it's given. And it was a direct hit. My word. He had all 3 stumps to aim at. And the non-striker was a bit slow in getting in there. And he was run out. So, like we said, they're in need of wickets. And I just said it. It's a commentator's curse. There's no need to take any chances as such. See, he played on the back foot and he waited and he waited and he waited and he waited. And he had to transfer his weight from the back foot onto the front foot to get at the non-striker. And it was his call, so he would have no one to blame but himself. As he's disgusted with himself, as he's bang the bat into his pads. And he's saying, no, what did I do? There was no need for me to hustle that single. It was the first ball of the third over. And, you know, all the men are inside the circle. You should be hustling a single at this time of the day. It's...
And he knew he was out all the way. He just continued running all the way to the pavilion.
Yeah, so 26 for 2. And 25 for 2 because the score did not advance. That was the first ball of the third over. So the wicket would not have gone to fair one, really. So it's a run out. But it's 1.1 over he would have bowled. He has gone for some 12 runs. Taking him a long time to get to the wicket. We know it's 10-10. 10-10 should be a little faster than this, oddly.
Yeah, this is like fast food. You're driving. This is a drive-through. We call this drive-through cricket.
That's right. Well, folks, I mean, I'm going to say now, because you can tune into the Block Talk Radio, the cricket show this afternoon, where you'll be able to get a wrap-up on these matches from 6 until 9 Eastern Standard Time. So you can bookmark that, the Block Talk Radio / the cricket show. Oh, and this one is 1 for the over. We thought it would have been high enough to be. It's a wide, yes. It's a wide. It was over his head. He ducked really, but it was. The wicket is lively, so we have to give it to the creator. That at this stage is the 3rd day of this tournament, and he's still getting it up.
Indeed.
So he has got to reload oddly and come again. So 26 for 2. He really bent his back for that one to say. And this one is quite pacey, and he rushed the batsman. The ball played the bat rather than the batsman playing the ball there. He got on him very quickly, was rising about chest height. He got some willow on it. And we look at it at the replay here. Here he comes. Got him on the gloves, as a matter of fact. He knew nothing about that, oddly.
For a moment, he was about to duck once again, thinking maybe it was another bouncer, but the ball kept much slower and end up, as you said, playing him rather than he playing the ball.
Yes, so this is Thurman, second of his allotment. He can only bowl 2. He's bowling 2 on the trot, but he seems very threatening. We'll look with interest. Let's look at him. Maybe he might be drafted if they're to lose this time. The batsman is playing this one nicely off the pads. They're going to be looking for 2. It's going to be an easy 2 as the man from the deep mid-wicket runs around square to avert the stop.
Good return to the wicketkeeper. Good return.
2 more to the total takes it up to 29 for 2. That take Merchant on to... Merchant is on 6, and Yadav gets off the mark with 2. He looks good. He covered up smartly there. Seems as if he knows what's going on. Having a look from the non-striker's end, he was prepared for that short pitch delivery. So Theron it is, sporting the number 11 on his back. Down the leg side, and he's pivoting and playing a good-looking shot. Did he go all the way? No, 1 bounce 4. That was a good-looking shot. Remind me of Calisio and batting Lily goes on that 1 foot in the 75 World Cup.
Yeah, good shot, good shot. Just around the leg side here, and for a moment we thought it would have been going all the way, but it just fell inside the rope. So instead of a maximum that would have worth $50 today, he got 4 runs. And just remember, each maximum 6 that's flying out of the park, it's called a max 6 or a maximum, and it's $50 to the batsman.
Okay, so both batters are on 6, and they're keeping even pace almost. Yadav is 6 from 2, and Merchant is 6 from 3. So we'll watch and wait. 2 deliveries left in this over, and he's bending his back and he's looking for something off the turf. That one was ill-directed down the leg side, and the umpire is having a word with the bowler.
Oh,
And he signaled to the scorers. I wonder if he says intimidating bowling. He's probably gave him best, and the batsman is covering up. It's going to be a quick single. My word. He missed it because that was touch and go. And again, oddly, I'm saying there's no need for the quick singles. They're not playing the game. They just need 7 runs and over. You would have had some 6 runs already in that over, and you're chancing a single, and you're in the power play.
Yes, could turn out to be fatal.
Of course, you're trying to gift your wicket via the run-out route. Yeah, the shot was worth a run. I mean, at least, well, for the last delivery, he's going to be changing mode. He's going to bowl around the wicket for this last delivery. Let's see if he's going to go head hunting.
Which would have been called a no ball.
Down the leg side, and he's flicking it off the pads, but there's a man up in the short fine leg area, moves to his left and fields, and just a single takes the total after 3 overs to 35 for 2. Merchant on 7, Yadav on 7, a partnership that's worth some 10 runs so far.
So real aggressive over there by Theron. He tried some things, short ball, and then finally around the wicket. So he's been doing very good, pretty good. But the batters for the Legends, Tampa Legends, they are 35 for 2, and I think they are still I would still say smooth sailing so far.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. They're in the driver's seat, or they with 35 for 2, chasing 83. It's like smooth sailing. We have 49 runs to get from 42 deliveries. Not a hard ask, but now they can spread the field, and this is where I say captains make the cardinal mistake, and I'm going to call it the cardinal sin. You're in need of wickets. Yes, you need to bowl and be defensive, but you have got to have people in position to get the wickets, because if you keep on bowling all of the 10 overs, they're going to make it on a counter with just the required run rate being just 7, oddly. I think they'll get home safely. But I can say for sure, at least they have a slip in place. Let's see if they're going to utilize 5 men outside of the circle. We have already see a third man. Third man is good because, there's no slips. I thought they would have had a slip to take a catch, but there's none. Cover sweeper, wide long off, long on, and a mid wicket. So here it is. Now you can run all of the singles you need. That's the tactical mistake I think captains make ever so often. They can milk you for singles, but you're opening up the field. And here it is. They're running the first one fast. There's not going to be 2 in this, I can tell you that.
That would be suicide.
Yes.
That would be suicidal.
So Desai, he's into the attack, and he comes on when you can spread the field, and the captain would oblige and give him a widespread field as if they are defending. What can I say? When you're in hunt of wickets, you've got to have some wicket-taking deliveries, and you have to have people in place to get those near miss. That one was played, and now here's over throws. Naughty, naughty. They would have had 1 out, yes, but the batsman was in no danger of being 1 out there. So what was a dot eventually turned out to be a single. Yadav comes into strike. He's on 7. Merchant is on 8. The total is 36 for 2. And all again, every time I say 36, what does it remind you of?
Bob Marley.
He died at the tender age of 36. But the total here is 37. Here's another single. Like we say, it's a stroll in the park. Once you spread the field like this, Audley, it's going to be a stroll in the park. You don't even have to take any chances because boundaries are not required. Just a 2 in an over and singles and you're home.
I can understand the captain for good. Oh, I was about to say good delivery, but no, it's too wide. Been called a wide by the umpire. So the bowler is trying to keep that ball on the offside, both his field, but this time it was infringing a little too far down, and this one through mid-wicket, and it's down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, it was a ranking full toss. That one's stayed there and had written all over the ball, hit me, here I am, hit me, hit me. Looking at it again on the screen, it was full. He could have hit that any way he wanted to. And again, you have boundary riders, but you're still giving up boundaries, and you're giving up singles. So, to me, it's no half measures. You're either going to be attacking or defending. You have, if I'm going to have my boundary riders, I'm going to have at least 3 boundary riders on one side to say, well, here's where I intend to attack. But to put 2 on the onside and 2 on the offside is like you're telling the bowler, well, sometimes they're going to whack you in the offside, or sometimes they're going to whack you in the onside. So why not block the offside and say, keep the ball in the offside. If they hit you out, I have 3 men out here. So, in the meantime, we're 44, and this time it's in the air, but third man is down there. He goes 1 bounce to him. There again, I'm saying, if they had the third man up in the fly strip area, it would have been a simple catch.
Well, maybe they need to go to the school of Ivor Henry.
Well, cricket is a thinking game.
It
it's
is.
At least 90%
It
from
is
the head
thinking.
up.
It is a thinking game.
It's a thinking game. Right now, you're telling yourself you need wickets to get yourself to the finals, but you're spreading the field in hopes of all of the batsmen will make the cardinal sin of getting themselves run out. Because that's the only way. If you're setting a field, there's no slips, there's nobody within the 15-yard circle to say, well, I'm going to induce him to go over the top by crowding him, put a man in his face.
Right. If I was a captain, then I will try maybe for an over or 2. If it doesn't work, then I, pull the fielders back. But when you're short of runs and you need to have some fielders in attacking position to take that peel off the bat in the slips or something like that.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, Yadav has helped himself to 13 from 6. Merchant has gone to 10 from 7. And saying Merchant, I remember a schoolmate of mine, Augustine Merchant, he would have represented Nevis as well, Augustine Merchant. And my early days of playing cricket, we played for Zion School in Nevis. And indeed, we were from the country. We went into Charlestown, and we beat the Charlestown boys with El Comido Will as a youngster playing. I could remember that game very well. And for a country team to beat a town team, oh man, it was like pandemonium. We felt so good as small teenagers, 11 years old and 12 years old. That was something else.
Because, of course, as usual, the town teams are always touted as the team.
Yes.
Most of the national players, or if not all, are usually from the town area, not the rural areas. So it was especially pleasing when a side from the rural area come to town and put a whipping on the big boys, the so-called big boys.
Yes, I remember a guy from over by the name of McLean. He was a fast bowler. My favorite shot was a late cut. You know, I was little, I couldn't hit the ball in front, so I remember cutting him a late cut right by a tree there and past him to get a boundary. This time the batsman is working off the legs here for a relaxing 2 as the throw comes into the bowler. So Shriek is the new bowler, and straight away 2 runs. Now the run rate has gone down to 6.3. The need of wickets, oddly, 47 for 2.
Yes, wicket need urgent, wickets needed. I guess the Tigers will be saying, no way.
Yes, well, oddly, we have another few deliveries before we part company here from the microphones when we'll be replaced. So let's say some of the condition for playing here. Even the team that would have lost here, they can use at least four players to make up their team if they desire. But in the meantime, 48, Merchant, both batters on 13. So back home we call it the lucky 13 or unlucky 13. Which one, only?
It could be unlucky 87.
Okay, that's the Australia way. This time in the air and over the man at the short extra cover. They're going to be taking another 2, relaxing 2 again. So, like I said, Orly, if you're not in a position to get wickets, you're just going through the motion, just bowling some overs and saying, well, we already given up this game because we did not apply any scoreboard pressure by making a big total. But the 50 comes up in the meantime. He's 50 for 2. It's an even 50. And Yadav, he gets off the 13 and goes on to 15. This time he's playing again. Easy peasy. They just stroll in the park. Single. 51 it is. So you can see the bowler walking back looking very dejected, as if to say, I'm a bowler and you, the batters, did not put enough runs on the board for me to really go hard at it. But that's not the attitude, son. You never know. You can get a hat trick. You have 2 deliveries left in this over. You can try to pull 2 rabbits out of the bag.
It's very hard on the bowlers in these formats.
It's a batsman game. This time he's going big.
Ah.
He's going big, and he's got all of it, and he's gone over mid-wicket for a maximum. So $50 comes out of the kitty. 6 run goes into the book for Yadav and for the Tampa Bay Legends. It is all of 57 for 2. And again, we have the boundary riders. They're getting singles. They're getting boundaries. So that's Merchant who would have hit that 6. He's gone to 19. He's gone past Yadav. And he's just faced some 10 deliveries.
Yes, and this one is carted down to long on.
And for single and 5 overs would have okay, so ought to be someone to do some overtime, and we'll do an extra over.
An extra over, yeah.
And so 58 it is for 2. We thought we'd have a change, so we're gonna have
I'll change over
and
Mr.
give
Eddie
it to
Edwards.
Eddie. Okay, so Eddie will try to take this innings home. And
Well, thank you very much, dear Audley. Thank you very much, dear Ivor. Once again, you see that we're here.
well, I'll hold on until we get a replacement. And Eddie, it's 58 for 2, and Yadav is on 16. Merchant is on 20.
So one can say, Ivor, that the Legends are pretty much on their way to victory. We have
Yes,
some
easy
5
peasy, a
overs.
stroll in the park. And like I said, I'll hold on until we can get a relief.
So is it going to be...
Oh, here comes my relief now. I'm going to leave in the capable hands of Shaw.
the man out of Atlanta himself.
Thank you very much, Ivor. be back. It's 58 for 2 after 5 overs, so the game looks like to be in the bag for Legends, but cricket is a funny game, as we keep saying. But Tigers might be thinking the target of 84, they didn't do themselves justice.
So it's Cook from the northern end. That delivery is a wide delivery. It is signaled and called wide by the umpire. So that takes the X's now to some 10. Score was just a little bit slow there. 10 takes the total to some 59 for 2. Yadav is on 16 and Merchant is on 20.
Bit of a partnership now. Yadav 16 of just 8 deliveries. Merchant 20 of 11 as he's looking to thump that down the ground. A slight fumble allows them to go through for the single.
So the Tigers, they're not doing too well in the outfield. They didn't do too well when they batted. The only big contribution, I think, came from Rusty Tehran, hard-hitting Tehran.
Yeah, Tehran did try his best towards the later half of the innings as we watch Cook once again, wide of the crease. Yadav calm and collected.
16 from 9 deliveries, and Merchant is on 12. He's on 21 from 12 deliveries. So they're just feeling themselves around, realizing that this must be the most important game that they would have played thus far. And this, of course, a victory here will give them a spot into the finals.
Absolutely, and US All-Stars are waiting for them. This one's been hoiked in the air. Fielder's coming around. He's got it. He's claiming the catch. And the batsman has decided to walk back as it was took cleanly. For a moment it looked like it bobbed out of his hands, but he claimed the catch and the umpire agreed.
Yes, and I think what actually happened there, sure, he took the catch, but in the process of taking the catch, the ball seemed like his finger is busted now. So the other players are going around him trying to figure out exactly what is going on.
Did he twist his ankle in the process?
No, the ankle was not twisted. His finger, I think, is the problem. Has a busted finger.
Sometimes with these low catches, sometimes your finger gets stuck in the pitch and can be easily dislocated.
And you can see he pulls out of the crowd that was around him,
Still
going
looking.
back towards his field in the cover position.
Still looking at his fingers and wringing the hand.
We have the physio went out there now to give him just a little bit of cold water to make sure that eases the pain. But certainly you and I know that it will continue throughout the day and into the night and perhaps into tomorrow and beyond.
Especially it gets worse when you cool down a little bit. Now that he's warm and the adrenaline is pumping, you still feel it, but the worst comes when it gets cooled down a little bit.
Cook continues from the northern end. That's a delivery pitched outside the line of the off stump. It's a wide delivery and it is called wide by the umpire. So Cook is not doing himself and his team any justice. Some 23 more away from victory from some 27 deliveries.
Absolutely indisciplined from Cook. He's got that action where it's bowling from wide of the crease, and with this breeze, with the angle, it's sliding down the leg side. He conceded 3 wides in this over already.
And he should have realized that from the very second delivery that he bowled, trying to induce the batsman to come inside to turn it down towards the fine leg region. And he has not been successful. The only time he's been successful is bowling wide deliveries.
Yeah, and probably will bring us to the point where is it the right hand for him to be bowling with all that breeze blowing across. But these little things do affect and add up towards the end result of the game.
And that's where the captaincy comes in. The mind game comes in if your bowler is bowling from the right end. Who knows which end is the right end? Continues from the far end. That one is slapped away down towards the point region and into the boundary board for 4. Good looking shot there.
This time with an offer, Cook tries to overcorrect himself, provided the opportunity for Merchant, and he just laced it through the cover field and onto the boundary for 4 runs. With an offer and slashed away. Good looking shot from Merchant.
It was all along the ground. Not a man move except to retrieve the ball once it ricocheted off the boundary rope. So the total now is some 65 for the loss of 3 wickets. In the Walla is on North, and Merchant, he has the hat and he's on 25.
In the air, but away from the fielder. Down to long on. Cook's overs come to an end. 6 gone, 66 for 3.
So they're going pretty much the way the captain would have asked them to. Don't want to really burn themselves out too much. They want to make sure that they have enough gas in the tank. So once they get into the finals, that they will be able to hold the All-Stars to a suitable total, perhaps in the region of, I'm going to make my prediction now, in the region of 120, barring any mishap. But as you and I know, if Chima has anything to do with it, it's going to be a dandy.
Yeah, he's the X factor. He will dictate the terms as how and which way that final does go when it starts. Academics, I think I'm pretty safe in saying that only academics are left in this game with only 18 runs to go. And as you rightly said, the minds of the Legends team and their management will be firmly on that final. And they must come up with some plan to tame Chima to have any chance in that big game.
So 66 it is for 3. Merchant is on 26. And in the Walla is yet to score. And we're going to see Desai now, who has bowled he has none for 10 from his first over. And he continues from the southern end.
Sweeper on the offside, just beneath the scoreboard, electronic scoreboard. And Desai has been pretty consistent throughout the tournament. And he's done well and helped his team to get that far. But again, as we keep saying, the target on the board in this semi-final give him very little chance. And the rest has been taken care of by the batsmen from Legends who've been disciplined. And they were very clear in their mind and very focused.
I think that they must have came into the tournament with one aim in view, was to walk away with the championship. But let's see what happens in the championship game between the Legends and the All-Stars. Just can't wait to see that one evolve.
Yeah, I was just talking to Chima. He was in the press area just a while ago. He's counting it on. He said, one more to go. And I said, well, good luck to you and to your opposition as well. As this has been smashed in the gap. Fielder won't get there, will he? That's a superb effort. Full commitment from the fielder down in the deep. Restrict the scoring just to 2 runs.
So the total goes up by 2 to 69, but also some 3 wickets. And the young guys from the Tampa Bay Legends, they're pretty much motoring along. That one was close.
Yeah, but the next one is in the air. And it's a boundary, a beautiful looking stroke, over extra cover. Indawala is showing his intentions clearly.
Yes, indeed. And Tehran run across to his left, but really couldn't get there in time. The ball beats him into the boundary board for 4. 73 it is for the loss of some 3 wickets. Merchant is on 27. Indawala is on 6.
The Legends are motoring along to that victory target.
This side it is now. Time he's driving out to wide long off. Rusty Tehran comes across to his left. Rifles the return in. One bounce to the keeper. Keep the batsman from coming back for run number 2. Total goes up by 1 to 74 for the loss of some 3 wickets.
8 of the over so far, another 10 runs required, but you could see slight hint in the body language of the Tigers. The shoulders have slumped a little bit. That is the realization that from there they pretty much conceded that they're not going to win this game. Desai finishes off with a dot.
And that's a good sign, but perhaps just a little bit too late at this stage of the game. 74 it is, and with 10 runs to go for victory. They're certainly pretty much in the driver's seat, so you can just take this one off. Something to write home to Mama about.
Yep, absolutely, Eddie. Looking around this field, and with final coming up, can't say enough. I know you're very proud, South Florida, with the Sunshine State. You didn't disappoint us. Look at those cloudless blue sky. There are some clouds there, but they're very high. But the sun is really shining. The breeze is there also to cool things off. You can't ask for more.
Absolutely not. And I don't think, as I said yesterday, I don't think there is any rain that was mentioned in the forecast for this side of town. But if it is, I'm pretty much sure that the good Lord will smile down on us and let it come after the championship game, and everyone would be heading home.
Yep. Once again, terrific hosts, the city of Lauderhill. It's trademark for these kind of events now, and every time you show up here, the hospitality is absolutely amazing.
Cook over pitching, and that one is slapped over extra cover. This will run away, going towards the boundary. The man coming across from the long off boundary, he runs around, knocks it down, and the batsman, like they completed some 2 runs.
Indawala looking to favor the offside. Once again went up and over the extra cover. Didn't have enough legs on it. Good ground coverage from fielder from long off.
Travel quite a distance to get there, though.
You can see it's almost 25 yards to his left. Good effort.
Good shot.
Delivery helped on its way away from Rusty Tehran. Beautiful shot from Indawala. It was short, but he was onto it in a flash.
Yes, indeed. And he seems to be picking his shots now. Seems to be going gung-ho as he realized that the boat is coming to shore, and he wants to make sure that once the boat gets to shore that he is in the boat.
Was shot onto his body, but he got into a very good position. As we watch towards our right, the legends, their teammates, they're ready to celebrate as the winning target is within 1 stroke. And the way they are playing, Indawala, 13 of just 6 deliveries, you could see that it will be quite imminent.
Yes, indeed, and not to forget Shaw. He has 27 from some 17 deliveries. Now the umpire is asking the players now to go back to their position or to sit down so that it wouldn't be distracting to the fielders.
Another fine tickle, the fine leg. Tehran fires in a wayward return, awkwardly bouncing in front of the wicket keeper.
So he couldn't prevent the batsman from getting a single. So that takes Indawala now to some 14, and it is 81 for 3. It brings Merchant into strike. He's on 27.
A smash, but straight to mid-wicket and went through him.
When it is going bad, it is going bad. When it rains, it pours. And it certainly has been raining for the Tigers from ball 1. And it continues to rain and it continues to pour. 2 runs to win. 14 deliveries left.
Their campaign is about to come to an end at the semi-final stage. Cook has 2 deliveries left in this over. It's been helped up and over. Cover is trying to come around and sweep it up, but he did eventually. Just the 1 run to make the scores level. 7.5 overs and the scores are level.
Indeed, and Cook is cooking, but he's cooking the wrong dish.
Yep.
Cooking
I'm
oxtail and rice. And the legends not only love oxtail and rice, but they enjoying the moment out in the middle. 83 for 3.
I'm sure Cook will have better days on the cricket pitch. But today I think it's moment for the legends to savor as the winning runs arrive, a smash through cover, and hands and arms aloft in the air in celebration from Merchant. Split a gem of a knock, 32 of 19 deliveries, easily achieved the target in 8 overs with 7 wickets in hand. Well-deserved victory.
Yes, indeed, it was a well-deserved victory, and I don't think that you can really blame the Tigers. They started out very uncharacteristic of the Tigers that I've seen over the years, like something was bothering them. They took it into when they took the field to bowl, and certainly the legends have certainly tamed the Tigers, so to speak.
As we look at the batting card, Arshad and Nathaniel, they provided the opening partnership. Nathaniel didn't get nothing, but Merchant and Yadav put the innings back on track. And then Merchant and Indewala saw it through in the 8 overs. 11 extras is something that Tigers would really not be happy about. As we look at their bowling card.
So Tehran, 2 overs, no maiden, 22 runs, hasn't taken a wicket. He didn't take a wicket. Pajar, 1 for 13. Desai, none for 18. Sheikh, none for 13. And Cook, 1 for 21 from some... Yes, that is correct. 1 for 21. So the legends of Tampa Bay will be coming up against the All-Stars